Subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel so Gatler can still continue to eat. We'll talk about I'm making this video because people will continuously ask me until it's released and when it's probably released. Cash is replacing Overpass, if you didn't see, in the next upcoming Premier season and also in the Pro Circuit. So, because they keep them 1-to-1. I'm happy Cash is in. I don't like that Overpass is out. I think that I don't like that they removed Overpass because I feel like we're basically just saying if maps are unique and too difficult to the point where the community won't play them, we'll just like remove it for you. That is kind of how this feels. Now I feel like I have like, dude, we have the Holy Trinity, Dust 2, Mirage, Inferno that are unchanged. And you could say Inferno is more tactical, sure. I won't even, but like Ancient at high or decent level is basically green Mirage, and Anubis also is very puggy. And then Cash is all like, I feel like I only have 2 maps that are even unique right now in the map pool, like truly unique feeling, and that's Nuke and Inferno. And I don't like playing, I don't like what the uniqueness is of Inferno, and it's been there forever. I know what I'm getting. So, I would say right now the map pool has 5 pug maps is what I would just like if we were just shooting the shit, which I don't know. I don't have a rule of how many pug maps you should have, but this just kind of sucks. Like, Train came in. I'm not saying you had to like the map. I'm not saying it was great. They tried to make it more accessible. I'd say they failed. It was still fun to play a little bit, especially if you played with a stack and all. But these maps I think maps that are too difficult to play solo are maps that are never get played. But there's also nothing that encourages you to play as a group in Counter-Strike, which is lame. Anti-cheat, all that, right? Like, we could go and restart that conversation. I could farm a bunch of views, like just shitting on them for the anti-cheat. Fine. The anti-cheat's ass, okay? But I want to talk about something that I actually think could be fixed. Like, I don't think the anti-cheat problem will ever be fixed at any point. I think there will be times where it's better and times where it's worse. That is a never ending, like, you could just sit there and go in circles for eternity. What I think they actually can do to make the game more engaging and fun is create some sort of 5v5 incentive, or just like a simple, like, you get some small, very small reward for like queuing with 5, because then I think you'll see people more interested in trying some of the more difficult maps, like a Nuke, like an Overpass, like a Train. Like, that is something where I feel like they just need to create a system in which they do that, and that is very easy to implement. And I say easy as somebody that's never done any of this or developed a single thing in his fucking life, but I feel like that would be a lot easier to do, and that would make the map pool a lot more approachable when you want to add more unique maps. But if we just constantly basically do nothing to incentivize one another to play together and actually just like, all right, don't like these guys, queue the next one, run it again. Yeah, you're never gonna get, like, I'm not saying Counter-Strike needs to have like full-on team Counter-Strike built into the queue system, but if you're not helping incentivize people to play together and like play with a little bit of like consistency and have that relationship where you have maybe a little bit of team chemistry with who you're playing with, you're never going to be able to pull out maps like Train, like Overpass into the map pool. They'll forever just be like, oh, they're not played, and we just bring in Cash because you can run it down mid in the first 20 seconds with like 2 nade sets, and that's enough. Oh, wait, you could do that on like the other maps. And I know I'm like overgeneralizing a little bit, but it's to prove a point. And I think if you've played Counter-Strike long enough, you understand the point that I'm making. So I'm glad Cash is in. I'm sad that Overpass is out. I hope that we basically don't just get into this situation where we're just removing maps that are difficult to play solo, and something is done to encourage some people to like actually play together. I'm not expecting a full 5v5 league rolled out into the client. Do something to encourage people to play together at least a little bit, because I feel like that's where Counter-Strike becomes the absolute most fun. For the sake of more queues, more games, and more accessibility, the solo like queue experience has become the default, which I know I'm a little bit of a boomer here, but like when I started playing Counter-Strike, that's not how I started. And I feel like that's also a big part of why I've played for so long. People that just like solo queue Counter-Strike, I think can like hop in and out of it. People that have ever like played on a 5v5 where you don't even need to play in a league, but I started with a league, but like you could just like 5 stack on a nightly basis with your squad. You're going to never leave Counter-Strike. You might take breaks, but your ass is never leaving. And I'm just there's small things that I'm sure could be done to incentivize that type of gameplay. Let me know in the comments what map you wanted to see taken out, I guess, for Cash instead of Overpass. Or did you like that it was Overpass?